Nanda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome back to the Sarartha Varshini Tika and the sub-commentary to Sarartha Varshini, which is the Rasikaranjan sub-commentary Tika by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So yesterday we were in the last section of the 14th chapter, transcending the three modes. Krishna in two verses speaks about, how one who is a drishta, the seer, he sees that he's not doing any actions in the form of doer action or the objects of actions, but he understands the soul is separate. Gunabhyascha paramvati, and he attains the state of merging with me. Madbhavam sadigachati. And then, having transcended, he becomes free from Janma Mrityu, Jara Dukkha, and he is Vimukta. And he attains eternal life. Amritam Ashnute. And then, hearing this, Arjuna has questions. What are the symptoms of one who has transcended gunas? What is his achara? And how he transcends the three gunas. What is the process or the means by which he transcends the three gunas? So Krishna first answers this in sequence. First, he explains uh, what are the symptoms of one who has transcended these three modes. Prakasham cha pravrittim cha moham eva cha pandava na dveshti sampravrittani. Any of these three modes, prakasha is goodness, pravritti is, it's representing the, only one quality is mentioned, but that represents a mode of goodness. So all is included in this. Pravritti is the mode of passion and moha is mode of ignorance. So if anyone is any of these modes, either is in goodness, passion, and ignorance, when something which is favorable to his mode, it comes, he is what? he is he rejoices. But if it is not favorable to his liking, he laments. So, na dveshti sampravrittani. So I was giving yesterday's example, somebody in goodness, when he sees something which is tamasic, and hey, what is this dirty man? You know. So, na dveshti pravrittani, when they appear, and na nivrittani kangshati, nor he rejoices at their disappearance. So he is said to be beyond the three modes. And then Krishna speaks about uh, uh, what is his acharan? Na vichalet. He is udasin vadasin. Huh? Na ingate. Who remains without action because of the influence of the modes. And then his further qualities are mentioned. Samadukha sukha swastaha samaloshtrashma kanchana tulya priya priyo dhiras tulya nindatma samsuti. And he's manapamana tulya. Tulya mitri ari pakshayo. And sarvaramba parityagi gunatita sa uchate. So that's how Krishna speaks. Now, in two verses, Krishna speaks about what is the means by which he can transcend the modes. So I think we discussed Mamcha Vabhichare. We discussed this verse, and I hope you are able to clearly understand this. And he attains Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Why? Because this is not Ananya Bhakti, but it is a Vabhicharini Bhakti. It is not a Hetuki Bhakti. So that's why it is. And yesterday we explained very clearly how it is only by Bhakti one can attain, you know, liberation by the process of Ashtanga Yoga, not the Ashtanga Yoga process. So the ultimate goal, I mean, the means is for them that, but the bhakti which is there in that process, ultimately they have to give the angas of Jnana or Ashtanga, and only by that bhakti they attain the results. So that's what yesterday we discussed. Now the last verse, yesterday quite in detail we discussed this. Now we are going to go the last verse. This is the very important. Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Krishna spoke about it yesterday and in the previous verse. Now he speaks about this. What is this Brahman? Brahmano hi pratishthaham amritasya cha shashvatasya dharmasya sukasya kantikasya cha. Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. I am the basis of impersonal Brahman. So Krishna in the previous verse spoke about, you know, uh, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate in Bhagavad Gita 14.26. Now in 14.27, not 6, 26. What is this Brahman? Brahmano hi prati. I am the basis of impersonal Brahman. So the impersonal Brahman is resting on the personal Brahman. So just like, the Kanti is the effulgence, it is resting with the bodily effulgence of the Lord. It is coming from the body of the Lord. So similarly, we see the sun rays. The sun rays are coming not from the sun, but it is coming from the sun god. Because sun god is effulgent. And he is radiating that effulgence from the sun planet. And that's why these sun rays are coming. So similarly, the Brahman, the impersonal Brahman is, the basis is the Lord. So Brahmano hi pratishtaham. So in the Madhurya Kadamni, uh, you know, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur analyzes a little more in detail, and there Brahma Pucha Patishtaha, it is mentioned. The Annamaya Purusha, Jnanamaya, Manamaya, Vijnanmaya, the Anandamaya Purusha is mentioned. And then Brahma Pucha Pratishtha, and Rasovaisya. Also, after that, these verses are there in the Taittiriya Upanishads. So Pucha refers to the tail of peacock. Now the peacock has a tail, and this tail is beautiful. Then how much beautiful is the peacock? Because ultimately the tail of the peacock is based on the, personal body or personal, it is part of the body of the peacock. And you can see the peacock is a very beautiful thing. So this Gyanis who are attracted to this, their attraction is to the Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti, the effulgence of the Lord. But, how much attractive, if Brahma Jyoti is that glaring effulgence, attractive it should be, is Lord, then can you imagine? That's why it is said, Atmaramasya munayo nirgrantya apya urakrama kurvanti ahaitukim bhaktim ittam bhuta gunayhari. Such are the wonderful qualities that even the Atmarams get attracted. So that shows that the bhakti process is superior to Gyan. So Brahmano hi pratishtaham. I am the basis of impersonal Brahman, the basis of the indestructible liberation. Amritasya avyayasya cha. It is Amrita. Amrita is liberation because Amrit Krishna has been speaking about it, right in Bhagavad Gita 2.15. Avyayasya means it is indestructible. The basis of eternal method bhakti, shashvatasya dharmasya. So it is actually only he, attains the goal of liberation, the Jnani. and the basis of bliss of the unalloyed devotee. Sukasya ekantikasya. Okay, let's see the commentary and see what Vishwanath Chakravarti has to say. Does this mean the nectar of Sarga? So is it the nectar of Sarga? No, it is indestructible. Avyasya. Therefore, Amrit means liberation. I am the basis of liberation. Brahmano hi pratishta aham. Similarly, aham hi amritasya. I am the basis of liberation. Also, I am the basis of the eternal method. Shashvatasya dharmasya. So this bhakti yoga, karma yoga, and jnana yoga are the methods given by the Lord to attain the Lord. And it is bhakti within them only by which they attain the Lord. Not ultimately they have to give the karma, the jnana and all, which is eternally present both in the stage of sadhana and perfection, the supreme method called bhakti. So it is a supreme method called bhakti. And I am also the basis of happiness, of prema sukasya in relation to ekantika devotee, ekantikasya who is qualified to receive it. So this is referring to whom? This is referring to whom? Who would like to answer? It referring to whom? Does it refer to the Gyanis or does it refer to the Ananya Bhaktas? Who would like to answer? Sri Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Whom this
Prema
refers
is
to?
mentioned there. Uh, I think it is Ananya Bhakti, but Ekantika, is it relating to Ekatvena? I don't know. I'm not Ananya Bhakti,
No,
Prabhu.
you
Huh.
have to be very, very clear.
Yeah.
When happiness in the form of Brahman it will refer to Gyani. But
Okay.
happiness in
Prema
the
is
form of Prema
Ananya Bhakta.
and Ekantika refers to Ananya Bhakti only.
Okay.
Ananya Bhakti is also called as Ekantika Bhakti.
Okay. I didn't know that, Prabhu.
It is known as Ekantika Bhakti. So it is, but who is qualified to receive it? And because everything is dependent on me, he who worships me with the desire to become one with God merges into Brahman, and that is the status of Brahman. So the Jnani has a desire to merge. So that's why he attains Brahman. Sridhar Swami gives the following meaning of the verse. I am the basis of Brahman means I am the condensed Brahman, just as the sun globe is the condensed light. So the sun globe is all the light which is it is emanating in all directions. You take it and put it in one place, it's condensed. So that is what Sridhar Swami says. Just as the sun, though being in the form of light, it also acts as the basis of light. So I, Krishna, am the form of Brahman, but I am also the basis of Brahman. In this regard, Vishnu Puran 6:776 provides authority. Shubhashaya sa chittasya sarvagasya tadatmanah. This statement is explained by Sridhar Swami. He is the shelter, Ashaya, or the Pratishtha of the Supreme Brahman. Sarvagasya Atmana. Thus it is stated by the Lord, I am the shelter of Brahman. Brahmano hi Pratishtha aham. So, again, to make this very clear, uh, all the sunshine, if it is condensed in a circle, it becomes a sun globe. And when it is emanated, it spreads everywhere in the form of sunshine. So this sunshine is Brahman. And just like the sun globe is the basis of sunshine, so similarly, Krishna is saying, I am the basis of Brahman. I hope you got it. Also in the Vishnu Dharmatara, concerning the subject of Naraka Dvadasi, it is said, Prakrito Purushe Chaiva Brahmanyapi Sa Prabhu Yateka Eva Purusho Vasudeva Vyavastita. The Lord, one person, Vasudev, is situated in Prakriti, the Jiva, and the Brahman. So it is only that one person. Sometimes the Prakriti is referred to Brahman, the Jiva is also referred to Brahman, because ultimately Jiva is an amsh of Krishna. He's also Brahman. And the absolute truth is also Brahman. In relation to Masarksha worship, it is also said, Yatachutastvam paratah parasmat sa Brahma bhutat paratah paratmana. Just as Achyuta, Paramatma is superior to all others, he is superior to Brahman, Vishnu Dharma. The Lord speaks to Arjuna in relation to bringing back the children of the Brahmana in Harivamsha, Vishnu Parva. Tata param paramam brahma sarvam vibhajayate jagat mamaiva tadghanam tejo kyatum arhasi bharata. That supreme Brahman illuminates the whole universe. You should know that the condensed light belongs to me. It is belonging to me. Krishna is saying that. And then Brahma Samhita says, Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda kotishvashesha vasudhadi bhubhuti bhinnam tad brahma nishkalam ananta shesha bhutam govindamadi purusham tam aham bhajami. I serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the Primeval Lord, whose transcendental bodily effulgence known as Brahma Jyoti, which is unlimited, unfathomed, and all pervasive, is the cause of creation of unlimited planets, of unlimited number of planets, etc., with varieties of climates and specific conditions of life. Yasya prabhava prabhavato. So this prabha refers to the Brahma Jyoti. And in the eight cantos, so all these references Vishwanath Chakravarti is giving, right from this Sridhar Swami is from the Vishnu Puran, then Vishnu Dharmottara, and then Vishnu Dharma, then Harivamsha, and now Brahma Samhita, and then now 8th canto. Madhya Mahimanam cha Parabrahmeti Shabditam Vetyasya Anugrahitam me Samsparshner Vivritam Ridhi. You will be thoroughly advised and favored by me, and because of your inquiries, everything about my glories, which is known as Parabrahma, will be manifest within your head. Thus, you will know everything about me. So this is here also Parabrahma, it is being referred. Madhusudan Saraswati explains this as follows. But your devotee should attain you. How is he qualified merely for the state of Brahman? Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. When you are different from Brahman, this verse answers that. I alone am the end, the conclusion of Paryapti of Brahman. According to Amar Kosh, the word Paryapti means complete fullness. With the following verse, Madhuvasa offers his praise to Krishna. I offer my respect to the son of Nanda. Nanda Atmajam Maha Vande. Joy personified. The very essence of all beauty in human form. Param Brahma Narakriti. The Supreme Brahman. Param Brahma Narakriti. Devoid of dualities of mind. Parakriti Manodvandam. Saundaryasya Sara Sarvasam. Is the essence of your beauty. So that's why Madhusudan glorifies that I worship Parabrahma. This chapter explains the misfortune in being bound by the gunas and the satisfaction in being free from the gunas, which is produced by bhakti alone. So it is by bhakti alone one transcends the gunas, even for the jnani. Please remember. Thus ends the commentary of the 14th chapter of the Gita for the pleasure of the devotee's mind by the mercy of the Acharyas. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Arjuna says, you may ask that since the attainment of Brahma here now is in masculine, is the ultimate goal of all types of our sadhana, how is it possible for a persons who have realized Brahma to enjoy prema for you, which is beyond the modes? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives a explanation from the bhakti context. In response, Sri Bhagavan says, I am eternal state, transcendental to the modes of nature. I exist in my original form as Bhagavan. I place the conscious seed, the Jiva, who is of the Tatashya Shakti in the womb of my inert material nature, that is Mahat, Mama Yonir Mahat Brahma Tasmim Garmam Dadamyam. which is illuminated by my Brahma Sarup, the effulgence of my form. When a conditioned soul advances to higher and higher stages by his cultivation of Gyan Yoga, he ultimately attains Brahma, the absolute truth, in my personal form. This is the first step of Nirgun stage, the realm that is transcendental to the modes. Before this, he is engrossed in Nirvishesh Bhava. So directly, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as I mentioned, he's giving the bhakti context. But before attaining, so the highest liberation is to be situated in your spiritual form and serving the transcendental form of the Lord. But below that, when you transcend the modes, you attain the, you know, Nirvishesha Bhava, not the Sarvishesh. Feelings of impersonalism due to relinquishing all attraction to mundane variety. So because in the Gyan Prat, there is you relinquish all attraction to mundane variety. So there is a feelings of impersonalism. This Nirvishesh Bhav is removed by becoming situated in the Nirgun stage and taking shelter of pure bhakti. Interesting, huh? So bhakti begins from transcendental state when one is beyond the three modes. So that is why this bhakti is called as Sarupa Siddha Bhakti. Ananya Bhakti is also called as Sarup Siddha Bhakti. There is Sarup Siddha Bhakti in the modes. That is, Sarup Siddha Sattvika Bhakti, Sarup Siddha Rajasic Bhakti, Sarup Siddha Tamasika Bhakti. But only Bhakti which is beyond the three modes, which is called as Nirgun Sarup Siddha Bhakti or Nirgun Bhakti also. So then, after becoming free from transcending the modes and situated in this stage, he takes shelter of pure Bhakti Yoga. He then realizes the stage of transcendental spiritual variety, Chid Vishesh. There is, Nirvishesh and Chid Vishesh, where there is a relinquishing of all attraction to mundane variety and then realizing the stage of transcendental variety. Great saints such as Sanaka and Vamadeva. I don't know who is Vamadeva, but Prabhupada mentions about him in the Bhaktivedanta purports. First deliberated on the featureless Nishvara Brahma by following the path of Gyan. Later they achieved the nectar in the form of Nirguna Bhakti Ras. So please remember Nirguna Bhakti Ras by this process of devotional service. Unfortunately, those who hanker to achieve liberation forced by the adversity of lowly desire cannot properly situate themselves in Brahma Tattva and therefore they do not attain the bhakti which is beyond the modes of their highest attainment. So the Gyanis who just desire only liberation and they don't attain Nirgun Bhakti by the mercy of the pure Vaishnavas, then they don't, relish the Bhakti Ras. In the form of Supreme Personality Godhead, Nirguna Savishesh Tattva, I am indeed the shelter of impersonal Brahman, which is the supreme destination of all Gyanis. So I hope it's becoming very clear to you. So the Lord is Nirvishesh, Nirgun Savishesh Tattva. And he is the basis of impersonal Brahman, which is the destination of the Gyanis. My form as Krishna is the shelter of all immortality, Amritasya Shashvatasya, imperishability, Avyayasya, eternality, love of God in the form of eternal occupation, and the ever blissful nectarian mellows of Raj. Sukasya Ekantasya. So directly, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is hinting here Raj Bhakti. These are all attainable by taking shelter of my Krishna Sarup. So these are attainable by that. I am that Paratattva beyond the material modes and full of variety and full of variety. So that ends the explanation and the end of 14 chapters. So do you have any questions on this? Yes, Bir Krish Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Govardhana Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, I have two questions. Sir.
Yes.
First, when we say Krishna is the shelter of shelter of Brahman. So, Prabhu, how do we perceive uh, when Krishna is in Bhaum Leela? Is in pastime. So this effulgence, how devotee perceive this effulgence? Whether this effulgence is there or how it is? Oh, I am not able to conceive this.
It is because of prema, it is covered. Because the devotee has prema, the Lord doesn't manifest his effulgence. Because, the devotees have no attraction for Brahman. They have attraction for because they are situated in rasa with Krishna. So they are not attracted to, this Brahman. So that's why Krishna covers that. And you all
Hmm.
know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to Varanasi, he came to meet the Mayavadi sannyasis, and then he sat in one corner and just he started radiating his effulgence, and everyone
Hmm.
was attracted to it. So that's why they came near him, and he attracted them because they are attracted to the effulgence. So the
Yes.
devotees, what to speak, they are not even attracted to the majestic feature of the Lord, such as the Vishwarupa. They're not attracted to him. So they don't desire to see that also. But Arjuna desired to see that because he wanted to prove in the future that, anyone who wants to show himself as God, let him show the Vishwarupa. But otherwise, Arjuna is situated in Sakya Ras with Krishna. So actually, by seeing the Vishwarupa, his rasa came down. And he
Hmm.
started asking, who are you? But he had friendship with Krishna. So like that, it is covered in one sense for the devotees. And
Okay.
this covering is not the covering of Mahamaya, it is the covering of Yoga Maya, so that it can facilitate loving reciprocations between Krishna and his eternal devotees. Okay?
All right. All right. Thank you, Prabhu. And Prabhu, second question, with reference to verse 18.26, when we say Sagudan Samtite,
18.26 or
sorry,
14.
correction, 14.26.
Okay.
14.26. Sagudan Samtite tan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, Prabhu. So this Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate
Uh-huh.
and uh, and and 18.54 Pro Brahma Bhut Prasannatma. It's the same thing. Brahma Bhuyaya. I mean,
Yes. When we
hmm,
come to the 18th chapter, you'll understand
hmm,
that actually how the Jnani attains liberation, he first has to become Brahma Bhuta. So there, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur will explain. So the further how he attains liberation, uh, although it is described in this verse, further, there are further finer aspects given, how ultimately he attains liberation. So when we go to 18.54 and 55, that time we will discuss. Okay?
my question was Prabhu,
Mhm.
that yesterday we discussed कि Jnani leaves the Gyan process also finally by the bhakti element, he achieves the liberation.
He only
And
practices the bhakti.
he only practices the bhakti and achieves liberation because he has the goal of liberation.
Correct.
Now, when we see the verse 18.54, there it says कि ब्रह्मभूत प्रसन्नात्मा न सोचति न कांक्षति न सम सर्वेषु मद भूतेषु मद भक्तिम लभते प्रांत. There it says कि they attain they attain uh, pure devotion, looks like mad bhaktim labhate param, it says. So my question was कि how they are getting, there has to be some devotee association, something like
No,
that.
no,
No?
no,
How?
no. Please hold on. Hold. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, bro. Yes,
Kindly
bro.
be a little patient. Wait till the 18th chapter, and it's going to come up very soon in few weeks.
Right, bro. Right.
And then you will understand there are finer aspects there. When we go there, we will get, you know.
Right.
Sometimes we have to be very, very, very patient in order to realize spiritual subjects. And let me tell you, I'm just sharing my personal this experience.
Yes, bro.
In one verse of the Bhagavatam, Prabhupada quoted a Bhagavad Gita verse, and I just could not understand what is the connection with this purport and Prabhupada quoting this. It took me 5 years to understand. I was constantly meditating on that, and then the understanding came. So initially it might take a long time because, this is like a sadhana. Bhagavad Gita study is like a sadhana. And this sadhana we need to do at least 8, 10 years. I'm making it very clear to all of you.
Right.
If you sincerely start doing this sadhana, and once the gyan starts transforming into vigyan and the understanding starts coming, and then it becomes, a process becomes, you just like start going in jet speed in the practice of bhakti. So utsaha is good, but nischay and dhairya is required. We need to be a little patient. And
Thank you
nischay
very
means your doubts, nischay means all the doubts are dispelled. So your doubts will be dispelled, but we'll hold on till 18th chapter. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
When
Thank you
when
very much.
when sometimes we hold on and wait for the answer to get. And when you really get it, na, after that long waiting period, then you really relish it more also. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Tukaram Prabhuji, yes.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Yes.
इंतजार का फल मीठा होता है, दैट्स
Sorry, 1 second. Yes. Correct,
इंतजार का
true.
फल मीठा होता है। ओके,
Yes.
कमिंग टू माय क्वेश्चन,
Mm.
the real bhakti starts only after we transcend these three gunas.
Yes.
Okay,
Real bhakti means Shuddha bhakti.
Shuddha bhakti. Okay, right.
That's
And
what very clear.
yes, Prabhu. A small point. Previously, in the middle of those slides, I got a question. Is it Paramatma, Brahman, and Bhagwan?
Mhm.
So it is mentioned Paramatma there, Brahman and Paramatma. I missed to capture that slide.
Mhm.
So could you just, in brief, clarify the difference, Prabhuji? Bhagwan.
Oh, we have discussed this right in the second chapter.
Yes, Prabhu. But I got this doubt again because as per my understanding, it should have been Bhagwan there, the word, but it is Paramatma there. That's why I'm asking this question.
No, this came in the 13th chapter, Prabhuji. In the 13th chapter, na,
Yes,
Geyam tat pravakshami yad gyatva amritam ashnute, no, anadi mat para brahma. So there the absolute truth is Brahma, but it is in his Paramatma feature. That's what we had explained.
right, Prabhu. Prabhuji,
Mm.
I will come back to you tomorrow after I get the slide. I will take a photocopy and.
Yes, please. I will share the slides.
Okay.
So again, I want to clarify, this is the soul, this is the subtle body, and this is the gross body.
Yes.
Now, with the practice of our mixed devotion, 1 minute, let me share the pen. Yeah. With the practice of mixed devotion, what is happening is slowly the samskar which are there in the chitta, the samskars in the form of desires and doubts. Desires are related to the mind and doubt is with the intelligence. So the mind and intelligence gets purified. So when it is fully purified, then the effects of modes are not there. And then what is happening? Okay, let's little more detail try to understand this. Okay. So this is the soul and this is the subtle body. So right now, faith, what we have got in bhakti, that is the faith of the soul. But because we have samskars, our faith is, in our sabhava. Otherwise, we would not act based on our sabhava. So we are acting as per our sabhava and doing core devotional activities also, hearing, chanting, but not all the time. So slowly what is happening by studying Bhagavad Gita, especially Bhagavad Gita Darshan, our faith in bhakti is slowly increasing. This is the faith of the soul. And this swabhava, is getting purified. It's getting purified. And when the faith of the soul is fully, then the swabhava attraction to this world, because there is no influence of the modes, then it is only towards Krishna. There's no material attraction. There's only attraction towards Krishna. So from this point, sadhana bhakti begins. I've been making this clear many times. And sadhana bhakti very quickly attains sadhya bhakti. The anarth nivritti, nishta, ruchi, we go through very fast. Only sometimes because of offenses, the offenses are impressions not on the subtle body, but they are on the soul. So this has to be removed by practice of bhakti itself. Now, there are the anarthas in the form of bhakti ut anarthas. Now, these are because of practice of bhakti, because Bhakti Devi has manifested in the heart and you have become attractive and you are attracted by the puja you get and all this. So then these can, act as impediments. So all these, when you cross from sadhana to sadhya, anat nivriti, rishta, ruchi, so there is the development of the spiritual body of the soul happening. I'm just roughly drawing here. There is a spiritual form of the soul, right? There's a spiritual development happening. Just like, in the womb of the mother, the father impregnates the seed and the body of the child is developed within 9 months. So similarly, the spiritual development of the soul happens with the practice of sadhana bhakti. And, then at Raganuga Bhakti, there is the development of that spiritual body which happens. And at Bhava Bhakti, the spiritual body is revealed, and then one attains prema. I hope this is clear now.
You have repeatedly said this, of course.
Yes, yes. We have to repeatedly hammer ourselves. First thing, we have to repeatedly hammer ourselves with the broomstick in the morning and with the shoes in the night. I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. Because we always think we are this body. That's why
Yes,
we should study every day Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam.
right. Thank you.
Veer Krish Prabhu, is it clear?
Prabhu, just a small clarity.
Yes.
We are saying that during
I'm
sadhana
not
bhakti,
saying,
I mean
I'm not
practice of
saying the
sadhana bhakti.
Shastras say, Prabhupada says. I'll
हाँ
just show
Prabhu.
you this. I'll just show you
So
this. Wait, hold a minute. Just hold a minute and see. Please try to read very carefully and try to understand Prabhupada's. And I can show you unlimited of references from the Bhagavatam, from the Bhagavad Gita also I can show you. I have not made an entire list. 429, 46. Yeah. Okay. So here very carefully what Prabhupada is trying to say here. This is in the commentary to, Narad's talks between Narad and King, 429, 4th canto, 29 chapter, verse 46. I'll not go to the entire purport, because Prabhupada quotes, here. Yeah. When one is engaged in devotional service, there's no longer attraction to material activities. That means Swabhav impressions are all purified. When a man is covered by different designations, I'm a Brahmana, I'm a rich man, I'm a man, I'm a woman, he cannot engage in devotional service purposes. And when Prabhupada is saying he cannot engage in devotional service, he cannot engage in pure devotional service. He can engage in mixed devotional service. One has to become freed from such designated activities, sarvopavadi vinurmuktam, and become pure in order to serve the Supreme Personality Godhead through purified senses. That means I mentioned that the mind and the intelligence become purified. Rishikena, Sevanam Bhakti. The service of the Lord through purified senses is called Bhakti Yoga or devotional service. So when Prabhupada is speaking about devotional service, he is saying pure devotional service. And the sincere devotee is helped by the super soul who resides within the heart of every living entity as Lord Krishna comes. Tesham Satata Yuktanam. This is the stage of becoming free from the contamination of material world. Now you are completely free from the contamination of material world. And that time you do sadhu sangha. At such a time, the devotee makes friends. And then his engagement in material activity completely ceases. And he attains the favor of the Lord and loses faith based on sabhava, which begins with varnashram sarva. And then Prabhupada quotes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Naham Vipro. Okay? Is it fine now,
Yes.
Veer Krishpuji?
Yes, Prabhu.
So
Yes,
many
Prabhu. Yes,
times
Prabhu.
Prabhupada defines pure devotional service like this.
So that means, Prabhu, that during sadhana bhakti only we have bhakti with anartha and offenses. These two are obstacles
In
during
mixed
sadhana.
devotee, in mixed devotion, they are there, but
No,
they are
no, during
not. No, please, let me
yes.
finish. In mixed devotion, they are there, but you are not dealing with them right now.
Mm-hmm.
You are dealing with the purification of the Swabhava.
Yes, 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 yes.
Just like, I'm just giving an example. You're in the deep tunnel inside, and you are taking now, maybe iron, kind of instruments to break the, mud which is covering the tunnel. But at a certain point, you see that there is rock. Then you change your instrument and then you put a diamond, tip and start cutting the rock, right?
Yes, yes,
Right?
yes,
So
Prabhu. Yes.
in the beginning, you were using some other tip, a normal tip, made of some other earthly material because you're just, cleaning the external dust and all that. But now you're hit at the rock. You need to change the tip and put a diamond. And then you'll have to penetrate that. So the anarthas which are spoken in sadhana bhakti, they are of Shuddha sadhana bhakti, they are different compared to anarthas of sometimes devotees misunderstand. He has stopped tea, he has stopped coffee. It is a great thing because it requires great spiritual strength to actually stop coffee and tea. That means that conditioning habit is of the swabhava, which is part of the subtle body, which are part of our vasanas. That has got clarified. Even today, I was discussing somebody who is a hardcore drug addict. Just by taking up to chanting, he leaves that habit and he never again indulges in it throughout his life. That is the potency of just the appearance of bhakti. What will happen when actually Shuddha Bhakti begins? You can imagine. Is it okay?
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Very clear. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
I'm
Dhanyavad,
very
Prabhu.
grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank
Any
you.
other questions anyone else has? Any other clarifications? Okay, so we stop here because I don't want to start a new chapter, just maybe one verse. So we will begin the new chapter, that is a 15th chapter, very interesting chapter, uh, from tomorrow onwards. Okay. So thank you very, very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, हरे कृष्ण।